NHL 22 is officially here, and it's time to see how the game looks. One of, if not the biggest change from NHL 21 to NHL 22 is the updated Frosbite engine. EA has been talking nonstop about how much this is going to change the game in both how it looks and how it plays. So I figured the best way to test this now that we have the full game is to put the two games head to head. NHL 21 versus NHL 22. We're going to see how the gameplay looks, how the replays, how the details look, and compare them side by side. All content in this video is taken on an Xbox Series X with the Xbox Series X version of the game. So if you have not, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's hop in to NHL 22. First thing we'll take a look at is, of course, how you play the game normally. So I hopped into a play now. We have Boston versus Toronto in both of the games, and we're just going to watch it from an overhead perspective. So as you can see, right when you load in an NHL 22, I will say it looks a little bit better. It's not a significant change by any means, but the reflection on the ice definitely is a nice touch. The colors in NHL 22 are a bit more vibrant, makes the game pop a little bit, and overall, I think I do prefer the look of NHL 22. Just to clarify, I'm not at all being paid to make this video. I'm just giving you my honest thoughts. This is what I'm seeing with my two eyes, but if you disagree, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, you can kind of ignore the actual gameplay. I just tossed it onto rookie mode, buzzing around, so that's why the AI and everything looks so bad. But overall, yes, NHL 22, a little bit of an upgrade, but nothing crazy. Next, we're going to dive into some replays and take a look at those finer details, specifically the player likeness of these guys. So we have Austin Matthews and Pasta that we're going to take a look at, two pretty recognizable faces in the league. As you can see in NHL 22, the number one thing you notice is the depth of field, right? They blurred that background in the replays. I think that by default makes things look better, even if the graphics are not that much changed. But yeah, Austin Matthews here definitely looks a bit like himself. You can see the individual hairs on the little mustache. Another thing I noticed is the eye movements and the expressions. So in one of the trailers, you could see the eyes actually shift focus and the head move as the play went on. That does actually happen in game. So I recorded all this footage myself, and as the puck moves, you can see Austin Matthews, his eyes start to move and follow the play himself. I do think those little details are kind of cool. Do they add anything to the actual gameplay when you're playing from overhead? Absolutely not, but it is nice to see the game getting just a little bit more authentic. Same goes for Pasta. His face looking pretty realistic. Of course, that facial hair looking good. Does it look exactly like him? No, but I mean, it gets the job done, let's be honest. Another thing to note here is the reflections in the visor. You can see as the play goes on, those reflections do reflect in real time what's happening, as well as the lighting around the arena. So pretty cool to see those little details added in. You'll definitely notice that a lot on the Frostbite engine in NHL 22. They love the lighting, they love the depth of field, and they love little lens flares. So be on the lookout for that. Overall, doesn't look bad. Moving on, let's take a look at some of the gear. As we see Pasta skates here with those hyper lights, you can see the detail very, very fine. It allows you to zoom in very closely. Again, doesn't affect the game at all, but it is pretty cool that you can zoom in and see all those details. And in NHL 21, when you try to zoom in on these 2X Pro skates, it just pixelates and turns blurry instantly. So yes, definitely some changes when it comes to the gear. We took a look at the skates. Now let's take a look at the ice. And like I mentioned, they love their reflection. So you can see in the Toronto logo here, there are individual cuts from where players skated over the ice. You can see those. You can see the tiny, tiny details. It was present in NHL 21, but I think with that new lighting, it definitely looks better in 22. It's kind of tough to tell what of these upgrades are graphical changes versus style changes. Like, could they have done this in NHL 21 with some different settings, different filters? Possibly, but this is what we have. Getting into the gameplay, let's dive into the replay presentation and how that looks. We have Austin Matthews. He takes the puck to the net, goes for a nice little backhand, and we can see the boys selling with him. Now, in this video, we are not focused on the animations. I think some of those are still a bit rough. You can see guys just running into the crowd of Toronto players there, but these replays do look solid. The depth of field in the background, the lens flare, all that combined does come together to give us a pretty good presentation. Jumping back to NHL 21 here, we have Austin Matthews scoring a backhand goal as well. Try to do a similar celebration in a similar spot as we make our way to that side of the ice. You can see the boys coming together for the celebration. Again, animations still looking bad in NHL 21, of course. A pretty similar presentation to what we saw in NHL 22, but again, you don't have that depth of field. You don't see as many details in the ice, in the reflections. So that's kind of what it looks like when you're actually playing and actually scoring goals. And last but not least, wanted to get something in there for the goalie lovers before the period ends. We'll take a look at the movements and the overall presentation of the goalies. In NHL 22, I think it looks pretty good. You can actually see the goalie blinking. You can see their head movements. In NHL 21, we see Rask here. He has the crazy eyes going, and it does not move at all. Like, he just always has those same crazy eyes. So overall, the expressions, player features, all that looking much improved here in NHL 22. So there you have it. That's a broad overview of the graphics from NHL 21 to NHL 22. Do you like the changes? Do you notice the changes? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Kind of how I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you definitely can notice these graphical changes if you zoom in and look for them. Not so much when you're just playing the game from the overhead point of view. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the jump from the old gen to the next gen consoles. If you guys did find this video helpful, hit it with a like to let me know. Of course, hit that subscribe button. We will have NHL 22 videos every single day. I'm Nasher, and I'm out. Peace.